Not the normal today. Ooh, it's cold. We'll crack it after somebody shows up. Good morning. How's everybody doing? Wait. Good morning. How's everybody doing today? I haven't found the right pitch. Is it this one? Is it this one? Maybe I need to wake up a little bit. I actually been up for over an hour now, and I don't know why. I was up late doing some stuff last night, working on things for the channel, and was like, I could sleep in a little bit, and then I didn't, because, why would you? Might as well get up early for no reason. Actually, it wasn't very early, but like 6:45 on a day when you don't have anything to do. I have stuff to do, but nothing. I'm rambling here. Here we go. Usually I have hot coffee, but right now I don't have any. I have no beans. What's up, Rye? Thought it said FOD. Rye-fu, good morning. Cheers. Got my Black Rifle Espresso. I usually would be drinking a hot coffee or a Red Bull. But I got one of those at the gas station today, and I don't have any actual coffee beans, although I'm getting some in the mail today. What a quiet morning. What are you up to today? I haven't seen you in here. You like knives? I like knives. I have a bunch of them. Here's a couple. Here's a really nice integral. Kind of a quiet morning on the tubes, or it's not telling anybody, which is fine. You ever do any knife customizations? Do you have some knives, or what are your favorites? Anything you're getting right now? I ordered a sweet knife, actually 2 knives yesterday on the live stream, or I ordered it right after the live stream, I guess. Boom. This is KB integral 1-piece handle from Fred's collection. Gonna get these finished up, shipped off this weekend. Yeah. Oh my God. I need to wake up. Don't have custom knives, but I have cooking knives. Gotta have knives in the kitchen for sure. Kitchen knives are definitely important if you're cooking, I guess. What's up, Paul? Stream Elements bot is running. Learn how to customize stream. I've never seen that. That must be a new thing. What's YouTube up to here? Apologize. Morning difficulties. What are you up to today, Paul? Just getting rolling, getting the blood flowing, waking up, drinking some coffee. They've never had... It's a third-party app. Yeah, I've seen Stream Elements on other things. My thumbs are actually pretty weak. I guess it depends. Certain knives, this is a custom handmade Donnie Ripley from Bless Knives. So if you look at this, the action is just incredible. It doesn't take much and it just opens right up, drops shut, flicks out super easy. So yeah, oh, there, I missed that. Oh, I'm catching my had my hand in the way of the flipper tab. Was right there, and so it's catching, but you got to keep out of the way of that. Boom. I'm doing good. Been busy. Summer went fast. Next thing you know, here we are in September, trying to settle in. I have a lot of projects I want to work on, a lot of things I'm getting going on, and yeah. So I wake up in the morning. I know TKE is going live in a little bit. Hold on a second here. Can't get that right. Different knives are different. You know, I have some where it's like I'd never be able to flick this out. It's a, gotta kind of roll it out. So it depends on the knife that you get. There are a lot of knives these days, though, that are very smooth and they're designed to open easy. Very interesting locks. Kevin, what's up, buddy? So like this one requires very little movement. Pops open, barely push that button and just drops shut. So some of the newer knives these days. What's up, Thomas? Good morning to you. Good video on the Evo. Kevin, that's got to be my favorite. I mean, I'm pretty sure I said it. Dude, I'm telling you, I'm babying it. Look. And you know I have knives all over the place, bro. And where is the Evo? It's in here, wrapped up, all safe. Look at this thing. Just released a video on this. If you haven't watched it yet, you can go check it out on the channel. This is from Kevin for me to check out for a little bit, share with all of you. Look at that edge. Oof. Just cuts like a screaming monster. Hollow grind as just perfect. Feels so good in the hand. Definitely premium knife from CKF. Rotten Evo 3.0. So did you buy this, or did it come with this? Because I know you've got the tie collars on there, and I saw it does have the other clip in the box. But did it come with this and you added it on, Kevin, or was that an extra that you purchased? Right, Paul? That edge is just wild. Look at how mirror the sharp edge. It just screams. This hollow grind is wild. I mean, look at this. Just, oh, Jesus. I got a terrible piece of paper here. We got to get rid of some edges. It's just wild how sharp it just cuts. Throw that piece of paper away. I buy reams of paper and then I don't. You bought it extra. So, I mean, if you don't mind me asking. Morning, Fred. How much was just the clip? Is that like Damascus? Like, how much is that clip? TKE not going live today? Really? What's he got going on? Everything's all right, right? He's just got some stuff going on. He's busy. The Damascus kit was $125. Yeah. Boom. What does everyone think of Damascus? If you have to ask, you can't. Well, I mean, even if you can't afford it, Fred, I mean, sometimes it's nice to know what it is you're getting. Oh, Jesus, hold on a second. There we go. What you're getting yourself into. I looked them up on the site, and these are they right now they start between like 6 and 7. somewhere around there, like 150 down. I was like, ooh, 150, wait. And I was like, no, no, no. It's 150 down. I like these scales. Just as simple. That's why people always are saying, Fred, when I'm doing customs and stuff where I get a knife and it's like a nice titanium knife. And everyone's like, oh, what color are you going to anodize it or whatever? And often, you know, like this right here, the Monterey Bay Sabertooth, I love it. I love it as it is. That's a 700 burger knife. Yes, Paul. Yes. Isn't that wild? Absolutely nuts. Let's put it next to I mean, if we really want to, where the hell? Give me a second, I'll be right back. Down here. Oh. I have knives all over the house. Let's go ahead and put the 700 next to the 10. That's a pair right there. That's what are you carrying today? This and this. That's what I paid for my 308. Secondary from 5 to 8 all over the place. I don't like forward finger choils with the sharpened heel of the blade comes up directly to the edge of the finger choil like that. This one, I like this one. Look at that. It like, I have big hands and you pop in here, it's still way up there. Oh, that blade though, this hollow grind is just absolutely, might try to polish your Sabertooth. Go for it. I was talking to some custom knife makers. They measure expenses in number of knives to sell. New air conditioner, 8 knives. And that's right. Like, how much is that new AC going to cost? Oh, I got to sell 8 knives. You had an Evo T, it was a bit too large. This is, I'm going to back this up just a bit. Like, for me, this is like perfect. It's just, this is, could be one of my absolute favorites. This could be something I could carry and use. I mean, it's a little bulky, but just the way that it fits, where the belly is, where the point is, the grip, this forward choke up. I mean, I almost never hold it back here. It's just right in there. You just kind of lock into that spot. I like the jumps a lot. It feels good. I feel like the algorithm isn't telling anybody we're live today. I mean, whatever. Keep a Winchester flip-out knife. A Winchester flip-out knife. 17-year-old, but it's sturdy. Nice. You know, if it works for you. There's so many different things out there that can work really well that don't necessarily have to be expensive at all. I apologize. I have an absolute mess going on at the house right now. Everything's out of order. I got stuff all over. I've been kind of rearranging the shelves, working on some stuff, getting some videos ready to make. What's up, B Shady? Cicero? How are we doing? The CKF is more a Sabertooth size. Yes. You got the Sabertooth right here. They're almost the same. Look at that. In a way, they have some similarities going on, to be honest, that I didn't really notice. Kind of. I really like the Sabertooth. The Wolverine is like an inch smaller than this, but other than that, the same. I like this one so much, I may end up getting that Wolverine at some point. This thing is great though. This is the newer one. They have the diamond texture and then another texture. Super cool knife from Monterey Bay Knives. Do they still have that sale going on right now? A lot of these are actually out of stock, but they have a couple. Never seen another of its kind. This one, you like this one? This is the Monterey Bay Saber Tooth. Like I said, they also have the Wolverine, which is the exact same, except for it's 1 inch shorter. So this is like an 8-inch knife. So if you want like a 7-inch, slightly smaller version. Thumbs out really easy. Flicks out, no problem at all. Got the front flipper on there. Can swap the clip left to right. What is this? S90V, I believe. I can't get that to focus or see anything this morning, my eyeballs. Yeah, S90V, titanium. Yeah, the laws can be interesting. We've talked about this because like sometimes you like micro Gerber. I don't have a lot from Gerber. But we were talking about like autos. Let me grab a couple. And regular knives. And how like autos can be illegal in places. But I also state that like this can be in my pocket. I can pull this out of my pocket and open it very quickly. And there's no auto, there's no spring, there's no nothing. Versus an auto like this, Tack Knives Goliath, it has a lock on it so you don't accidentally open it in your pocket. So you put the lock on so now it won't open your pocket, right? Because you don't want that to accidentally bump open like that, boom, right? So you put your lock on, you put this in your pocket. Now, this one could be more illegal because it's an auto, but I take this out of my pocket, I have to unlock it, then push the button. This is slower than this. So something that's legal is faster than something that's illegal, you know, or something like this. You take this out, you have to find the boom and boosh. This is really quick for sure. Tack Knives Benji. But I don't, for me, there's so many different, here's a $10 knife. I take this out of my pocket, boom, and open it extremely quick. There's no real speed. Out of the pocket, you can just swing this open. Like, you know, the laws need to be updated, I think. What's the silver one called? This one here? This is the Monterey Bay Knives Saber Tooth. Monterey Bay Knives Saber Tooth. They also make the Wolverine, which is exactly the same, just a little smaller. Really great design. I like the jumps on there, that little choke up spot. This is a sweet knife. These have, I don't know how long the model's been out, but this new version, the original model just had a smooth scale. The new ones have some texture to them. So these came out maybe a month or so ago. You're uncomfortable with the autos? I mean, the autos are nice. I'm not really a big fan. These aren't things I carry as often, but I'm a knife collector. So as a collector, I like checking out cool different things. But I really don't carry autos all that often, but I'll carry something like this every single day. I have the Padre and Compadre, closest to the Evo blade shape I've gotten, and I prefer it better. Yeah, this knife is just great. The forward angle, the belly, the blade, my index finger, look at that, just sits right on there. So if I needed to get in there and just do some cuts, I could carry this one every day and probably be pretty happy. I mean, I'm not the type of person that could only carry one every single day. I usually carry 2 or 3, but I like rotating, and I'm addicted to knives and looking at new knives and checking out new knives. I train close quarter combat with a manual flip out, and those seconds really count, right? Absolutely. And sometimes less is more. And that, you know what I mean? Just sometimes a simple crossbar lock or whatever lock you're used to, you just get that out of your pocket and just, you know how to do. Stupid $10. You know how to flick it out really quick, really easy. You get used to and comfortable with the tools that you have. Boom. Doesn't need to be assisted or auto or boom. Knife is so cool though. I absolutely love that one, Kevin. About as cool as it gets. Although I'm definitely in love with this Ramette that Fred got me and his passed around right now. Dude, that just flicks out, no problem, drops shut. If you want to use the lock, you can use the lock. You can use the bolster lock or the button lock. Front flipper. Man, this Ramette is super cool, dude. I just dig it. The fact that you've got your button actuated bolster lock so you can treat it either way. Look at the fidget factor. I mean, how many different ways of fun can we have with this? It's muscle memory and item assistance. That's what I call it, right? Just getting used to it. All right, what does that say? Since I'm playing with anno work, when I get my Wolverine back, I'll anno it. Make the outer liner one color, middle of the scales another, and the tips of the diamonds a third. I can't wait to see it, Fred. Bastinelli Creations Dopamine. I've seen a lot of stuff from Bastinelli. I've met the guy a couple of times at Blade Show. Real cool guy. He makes some fun videos. If you ever watch the Bastinelli videos, he cuts some really thick belts and rope, and he's got a lot of cool stuff. No doubt about it. Well, what are you up to, B Shady? And there's Donnie. Let's put these up here. Boom. Give us something up there. And let's get out Donnie's for the last time, probably. I'm going to have to pack this thing up and ship it. The Blessed Knives Ripley Perfection. The coolest knife in the building right here. Boom. Action is perfect. Donnie just knows how to do it. I can't say enough nice things about it. The Ripley. Lefty version. Drops, shut, flicks like a dream. Feels so good in the hand. It's a huge beast. That's a huge I love this, Donnie. Donnie hand makes these in his garage. No CNC. By hand. Working on some stuff now. Get on his books. So cool. Fred, can't wait for my bliss. Wait, lefty knives? Yeah, bro. Look at that. So see the lock? The lock is on the underside. So the righty knife, the lefty knife. Full custom lefty knife. Boom. But yeah, there are lefty knives out there. I have some. Here is the Lefty Devo Stout V2. Boom. So you got the lefty bolster lock on there. This is probably my favorite knife that I own. Paul, there are things that exist for us. Isn't that great? I got a couple from Concept too. Here's a Lefty Warrior. Although I'm so used to righty knives that you've got Lanyard Man, a buddy Lanyard Man who this belongs to. He bought this from Donnie Custom and sent it to me first since I'm also a lefty. So I got to send this off to Lanyard Man. But Lanyard Man only buys lefty knives now. He basically has graduated himself up to only enjoying lefty versions, which is cool. That's great. What's up, Geek Machinist? A Blessed Ripley. The backspacer is just the wildest. Look at that. Just a floating backspacer. Perfection. Right in the center. Straight as an arrow. Action perfect. Such a cool knife. Fred says, everyone had the pleasure of having 2 blessed knives in possession for a few days. Amazing. Completely worth the money. 100% truth. 100% truth. Donnie is cool. Stay tuned. We're going to have Donnie on one of my lives probably next week. We've been talking about it, and it's been a little chaos lately, but we're settling in, so we'll be doing that very soon. Stay tuned. I'll post about it. Right on, Paul. Go check out the channel. Lots of different stuff. I do a lot of customizations too. Always looking at new knives. Got a lot of cool people sending me some of the really awesome looking cool stuff that's out there. I like to do some customizations. Really getting inspired because I've been doing some anodizing, but I don't have the access to the equipment like I used to. And Fred just picked up a unit and started doing it at his house. I was spoiled with having equipment through my job, my regular job. I work at a metal finishing company, so I have access to like blasters and anodizing and type 2 and laser marking and stuff like that. So I've always kind of used that, but the ability to get to use it is significantly more minimal now. Is that English? Sure. So this unit that Fred picked up looks like he's having some success with it. I might check it out. Homer Zoo Customs about to take the count to 3. Dude, let's go. I looked at one Homer Zoo. I don't know if I'm Zoo. Fred sent me one of his Homer Zoo Customs. Those are absolutely incredible. That dude makes his out of his garage as well. Really nice craftsmanship. I do have one video on it. You can look it up if you type in that Homer ZHU. So no TKE today. Is that what's happening? Fred sent me the Chen. Yeah, that knife was rad, dude. Fun little auto. Really clean. Really clean. The Fenrir, the Feeweed, and the Hawk are for sale. I can be convinced about the Meteor. You can? Fred, I might be interested in them. This is the Meteor, right? I like this one, Fred. I like this one a lot. This one's really nice. The action and just everything about it. That is cool. I might take, if you're, yeah, I might take you up on that one. I'll be getting into new knives soon. Got a couple of projects to finish first. Right on, Paul. There's so much in the world for us right now. There are $30 knives that are amazing. And everything on up from there. But there's a lot. Can you explain the hole cuts in the blades? Weight is what I'm assuming. No, that's basically for opening. You know, rather than having like a thumb stud like this. Some people really like a stud on there for getting in for your thumb. But it's just a different option. So instead of having a thumb stud, you have a hole that you would also just use your thumb, or you can get in there and flick it out with your finger. So it's just mostly, sometimes it might be for certain weight type of things, but realistically, it's mostly just for the action, so you can get in there and flick it out using the hole. It's kind of like just a fuller hole, just for, mostly for opening and for looks. So, Fred says some of his knives are for sale. This is the Hawk. Hawk is a really nice knife from Kaiser. If you're interested, this one is available. Titanium on the handle, frag, and some micro milling. What's the blade steel on this one? Is it S90 or M3? I don't remember. S45 on this one. So this one is for sale. Really nice action on the Hawk. I personally would consider buying it, but I don't need to because I already have the DLC version. So since I've already got it. But I can definitely recommend the Hawk. It's a cool knife. I like mine. Pretty happy with it. I did drop it. There's a little ding. There it is, right there. That sucks. Live stream. Whoop, hit the concrete. It was like, oh no. But this is Fred's. This is for sale. If anyone is interested, get a hold of me and I can let Fred know. I won't have it for much longer, but is available. He said the Feeweed is also available. This is the Kaiser Feeweed. I would actually also be interested in buying this one. I really like the harpoon right there. The shape and the feel of this is cool. But as a lefty, it's a no for me because the frame lock, when I put my thumb on there, it locks it up and I can't flick it out. And not being able to flick it out when you can have like something like the Evo has the frame lock on it, and I can put my thumb on here and still flick it out. And so whenever there's a full frame lock as a lefty, I'd probably say this more than people care to hear anymore. I tend to not, if this was a lefty knife, then I could go like this, drop it right to my thumb, boom, no problem at all. But as a righty, I can open and close it this way. But when you get in here to flick, got to get your thumb off the lock bar and then you can do it. But I'm not going to sit there and open it with two hands like that. Fred the Lug is on Discord and Instagram. So here, let me move this perfect knife out of the way. Why would you ever do that, man? Should be front and center all the time. Okay. Oh, Fred. Let me know, Fred. Woo! Well, 1 inch to the table. Now I have to buy it. This knife is so cool. Geek the Inflictor is Frank's designs, so if more of those are made, you'll have to follow him. What's up, Mick? You drop it, you buy it. If I dropped it more than this far, I would definitely have to. So Fred's Feeweed is available if anyone's interested. Boom. The Hawk. I'll be doing some fixies at some point. Just got to find the time. Donnie. Yeah. Okay, what did I miss up here? Okay, what was the other one, Fred? Or it was this one, and this one are available. But the prototype Carrix. This is the Dylan Mallory design. I love this one. Not available. There's Mo Patty. Yeah, Mo Patty. I don't know what's going on with like notifications, but I don't complain or whatever. We're having fun. We got 39 of us in here now, but I think I was on for like 10 or 15 minutes and we didn't have more than like 4 people. And no offense to the new people, but the 4 people were all kind of newer, or what it was like. It wasn't sending it to any of the regulars. Like no one knew that it was even, that I was even live, which, whatever. It's fine. Paul might, but now we got Paul Witt. We got another Paul in the house. Welcome, Paul. You're Paul number 4, which doesn't make you any worse than Paul number 1. This KB integral is sick, though. Look at how cool that is. Fred does not want to sell this one. Gorgeous. This is another one. There's your full frame lock. Full frame lock. Put my thumb on it as a lefty. Still flicks it out. No problem. I suck and was still snoozing. Sometimes it doesn't put out those alerts. It doesn't give out the info that it should be. Fred, did you also say that the Fenrir, or you're keeping the Fenrir too? Concept Fenrir. This one's really nice. Paul Witt. They also make a Fenrir lefty. Boom. This is a premium lefty Fenrir, premium righty Fenrir. Tell me that wouldn't be a cool daily carry. I have two Fenrir's, one in each pocket. Dual wielding. I don't want to. Yeah, the Fenrir is a cool knife, huh? I like it. And the Fact Concept's a very cool company in that they take a lot of their knives and they will make lefty versions. So we got this lefty, just full-on lefty premium version, full premium righty. No option to swap because they are full-on premium versus like something that you could swap the clip from the front or for the left side or the right. So yeah, Fred, are you you interested in getting rid of that one too? Fred's got me excited. Glad to get another hero is left to snag and possibly a dodo in the future. One of Clint's favorites is the Fenrir. I like the Fenrir a lot. I like the choke up where you're just boom up like this. It just gets right up in there. What are you up to today, Mo Patty? Or anyone. I'm not trying to isolate. We were talking on the live last night and she was like saying, oh, I'll see you in the morning. Here's coffee with Kenman. So here's my coffee today. Hold on, let's not over the knives. I usually have beans, make some coffee. Forgot that I ran out and used the rest of them and I ordered some more. It'll be here today. But right now I have no coffee beans, so no hot coffee for me. So I went to the gas station, picked up a 300. Paul, you can screenshot anything you want, bro. Or you can go back, because the live stream will be on my channel too. So you could just make a note of like a timestamp and then you can go back and check. But all of these knives too, I have videos on. So you can go in and type Kaiser Hawk and watch the video of it. If you want to get some more info, if there's any knives that you see that are here, when I show them, like here's my Devo Tall Boy, then you can make yourself a note, say Devo Tall Boy, and then if you want to learn a little bit more, a little more thoughts on it, or some of the features, then you can go to my channel, type in Devo Tall Boy. I put the name of the knives in all the titles of my videos, so it's easy to find them. So then you can just type that in and then watch the video, the unboxing, kind of see a little bit more on some of the knives. Because there's so many out there. There's tons. I don't know what my number's at now. I could probably go through and count again. But we are in the 400s. Here, let me give you a little tour. Here's the old, oh my God, the old mess. Look at stuff all over the ground, on the table. Oh, I got to finish doing those pens. I got some sound dampening stuff up on the wall. Kind of made it look fun for fun. Got this cool little secretary that I do some stuff with some knives. These are all customs that I need to work on that are mine, that are behind all the customs I got to do for other people first. These are my top 5. There's basically about 15 knives in my top 5. And that's just how it is. So the shelves are a work in progress. That one's kind of a mess up there. Got a couple more of these shelves from Kevin Smith and Knives. He made them. I made this one here. He made these two right here. Really nice display. I love the wall of knives. Super cool. Nothing down there. We go over here. We got a couple of the big Bowies. I mean, I gotcha. Because you got to have an absolute hog. Now that's a knife. That's a knife. Top 8 like MySpace. Ha! These are my top friends. except for my top 5 consists of 15. So how's that work? We got the gas station shelf, so that's just all my silly gas station fun knives. And then I made this. This was the first shelf that I made. So that was the inspiration shelf. I think it turned out good. Then I made another one. Or no, wait, that's Kevin's. My bad. That was my first shelf. So I made that one. Then I made this one, which is a little bit shorter, which I wish I wouldn't have done, but it's still fine. Then Kevin made me this one. I told him I loved it, and then he made me 2 more, and that's those over there. So it's coming along. Oh, Jason's all kind of a mess. Penman went from juggling machetes to spare room full of knives. Well, you know, we can do that. Where are those? Oh, they're in my car. I was gonna say I got my juggling knives somewhere, but they're out in the car. I had them outside. It's been a while since we Valhalla though, right? Valhalla! Top 8 like MySpace. Who remembers that? Come on. Tell me this isn't the silliest thing. It's a must-have. It's a must-have. Do I need this in my life? Well, yeah, 100% yes, I do. I do need this in my life. It's sketchy though, because you swing it out like that. It's cool. It's got a lock on it. So the lock, in order to push the lock, you can't just push it. You actually have to get up here, grab and squeeze, which then now puts your hand in mode for, oops. And the thing is once you got this, now look, it has a spring on it. Once it gets to a certain point, it drops in, right? And you can't really get over here and push that. You know what I mean? The only way you can push that in is actually to have your hand, it's really stiff. So you must be like this, which is now, boom. First day I had it, it went like that, and I kind of just barely nicked the top of my knuckle. But it swings out easy. Is it ideal? No. Would Jason love this? Yes, he would. Greg Vanderlip, the Vander Flip. This is another one I got recently. Another lover for my Jason man. Full tang. It's a knife. It's an axe. It's an axe. It does have a sharp edge for getting in there for some chisel work. Wild and silly. I still love this thing. We should take this thing out and do some stuff with it. I would love to get a maker to make a, like a unique quality. This is a Rough Rider, it's not too expensive. Got that nice crown stag handle. And it's a beast. It looks gorgeous. But like a more premium version of this, that would be awesome. Right? Absolutely correct. Oh, fudge. Ooh. Lots of filming, lots of stuff today. Man, it's so nobody said, is TKE just out of town or something? Usually do the live up until TKE goes live. And then boom. So Fred, did you say the Fenrir was available or not? Let me know ASAP. I can't read all those. Fred's texting me. Fred, I'll read them after the live. I can't. If I open up my text to read it, the live will freeze. So I can't read my texts right now, but I'll read them right after the live. Fenrir is available. So all 4 of these from the Fred collection are available. Let's take a rundown. They're all basically brand new, lightly handled, but in fantastic mint condition. barely used. I don't think any of them have been sharpened or anything, barely cut anything, just kind of enjoyed. So this is the Kaiser Fenrir. I would say if you're a lefty, I don't know about this one. I love this. I like the shape of it. I like the feel of it. But as a lefty, I can't flick it out with that frame lock up. But it's a cool looking shape. I like Kaiser a lot. I own more Kaisers than anything else. The Kaiser Hawk is just a drop shut. They got that flipper tab there, but it gets to your thumb, and then you move your thumb out of the way, and the blade just falls shut. It does have the, shoot, now I forget what it's called. It's a different type of a lock. The detent ball isn't a ball, it's a post. So you get this extra little click if you listen. You hear that? Click, click. Gives it a little bit different feel, a little more clicky when you open it. Definitely a really cool knife, Kaiser Hawk. The Ramet Meteor, which, wow, I can't flick it with my my righty is kind of weak sometimes. The fidget factor on this thing, though, is just sick. And the fact that it's a button lock that actuates the bolster, that is so cool, because you can use the bolster lock or you can use the button lock. Just fun stuff from Ramet. And then this Concept Fenrir. These are great. What is this? 20 CV? No, this one's S35. S35 VN, titanium, and then this camo carbon or whatever, the gold. Got that nice front flipper. Boom. So Fred the Lug at the whatever's the socials, or you can get a hold of me and I can get a hold of him. And I like this one a lot. That's a really cool knife, really fun design. Here we are. Saturday. Projects, stuff. I'm going to be doing it pretty much all day. I might get lazy for a little bit. But I find that sometimes you start making videos and then boom, next thing you know, here's let's do the next one, let's do another. And a lot of times I'll end up stopping, not because I'm burnt out and I don't want to make another one, but I'll stop because like my memory is full on the phone and now I gotta upload some of them so I can, erase it and make more. I got a nice Galaxy Ultra, but I shoot like videos in like 4K so that they drop down and you can watch them. And I mean, I usually watch most of my stuff in 1080, but I mean, why not? I can shoot it in 8K if I want, but it makes the videos huge, so it sucks up the space a lot quicker. So yeah, I just shoot in 4K or whatever, and but it, yeah, if I get going one day and I make 10 videos and then I haven't erased some other stuff off the phone, it can be totally full. And then it's like, there was one time I was making a video and I didn't notice that I ran out of space. So it was like maybe a 15-minute video, but like 6 minutes in, memory card was full and it stopped recording, but I wasn't looking directly at the camera, so I didn't notice. So then I finished the video and only had 6 minutes of it. I was like, painful. Whisker Forge made me a fork. If you haven't seen this, I haven't really used it yet. I got sidetracked with State Fair. This was in here. I need to bring this into the kitchen. Maybe I'll have dinner with it tonight. But yeah, Brian from Whisker Forge. We were talking on the live. I said I wanted a custom fork. He said, let's go. I said, sweet. And then we had a vote We wanted 2-tong, 3-prong, or 4, and we ended up going with the 3. Nice twist. This flat piece right here sits right in my palm, right how I would hold it, like if I was going to be shoveling in my face, or even if I hold it this way, depending on what you're eating. You know, sometimes you fork this way, sometimes you fork this way. Need to really get in the shovel. But I dig it. Super fun. Kind of a trident, right? Why wouldn't you want a forged fork? I want to make a sheath for it, though. Wouldn't that be cool? Like camping or something, you're just like, ooh, give me a piece of that steak. I love it. I think it's great. Super fun. And it's crazy. I mean, you got to think, he took a chunk of metal, pounded it out, twisted it. Get to it, Paul. I'll forge you a fork. You'll forge my fork? You promise, Paul? But image visually, like sometimes when you're looking at an angle, it's like it maybe looks like off center or whatever, but those are so straight. They're evenly spaced, flat, straight across. Look at that. Boom. Spatially equidistant. I mean, I'm forging my. Get it. Show that turd who's boss. Oh, I tell you. What a morning we're having so far. What am I going to film first is the question. I should probably do some of the custom stuff. I might do another shipwreck today. And if I do that, it'd be earlier would be better because then I can let it sit. When I do the shipwrecks, I usually let it sit for 24 hours. I've done some where I only let it sit for 12, and they turned out all right. But depending, this one was about 24 hours. And it's probably one of my favorites. I really like some of these colors we got to happen on this. And this is the Towser K. Definitely probably my favorite, one of my favorite models of knife. I have 4 Towser Ks right now. What's up, Brian? Mr. Dixon. Just wait till I start. We haven't done any whistle talk or anything yet this morning, huh? Yeah, we'll get there. Generally, it happens and I don't realize it's happening, and then I just start talking like whatever. Little Herbert the Purr. Dude. Right? I don't know what happened with this one, but I got a few of these little green patches and some of this, the way the black and the orange right there. I think that was like a mix of like the soy sauce and the coffee. Someone asked me though what brought up the black, and I got to reply to that. I try to reply to as many as I can. This was one I just did for Grizzle Bear, and they asked about where the black comes from, and I think it's, wow, look at my focus is freaking out. Anybody nauseous from that? Jeez. But look at how much blue we got on this side. A lot more blue. Come on. But it depends on the chemicals, how you put them, what you do. I put a lot less salt on this one. You guys like some extra salt on there? Sure does. No salt. Oh, barely salt. Just a little salt. But so there's hardly any blue on that one there. But I really like the way that turned out too. But I think that the soy sauce gives it the darker spot because there's so much water in the soy sauce. I have to ship you the perfect knife for your collection. Okay. Send it. So this one didn't use very much salt, but nice little blue accents. And God, I can't see anything this morning. Here's another one. There's a little bit more of that orange and black that I was able to get a couple of times. Haven't really gotten that. That's always been on copper. So this is a copper piece versus brass. The copper and the brass both work, but depending on what you do, obviously they're a little different. The copper is definitely more oranges. The brass is more yellows and golds. There's the other side. Really fun. I love doing it. But I've got this. Shoot. What is this called? Damn. Civivi. Shoot. I can't remember what this is called. But yeah, this is brass or copper. It's got that coating on there, so I'll buff that off of there, and then we can do the Shipwreck. But I'm planning on doing that Shipwreck. I have this pen that's all brass that we're gonna do. I did just do another pen. Where is that one at that I just finished? Right here. Turned out all right. Kind of fun. Or really fun. Of all the projects, I don't know, I feel like the Shipwrecks are some of my more favorites. It's just something about the random, I might roll it over, the randomness that you can get. But we do want to start making handles. I have some more handle material coming in the mail. I got a bunch. I found a couple more of these blocks that I picked up that have like the layers in them. Like this one has some reds and yellows. And where's that multicolored layer one? A little more like this. It's got a black layer, and then there's some other colored layers in there. Got a couple solid pieces like this, and I got those ones from Jimmy a while back, a couple matched pieces, and we're gonna put them on some of these blades like these right here. Nice wood. So these are D2 blanks, mostly ready to go. I mean, they've got all the grinds on there. They're already heat treated. I could sharpen them up a little bit more, maybe finish up a few things, put some like jimps on there or something like that. And then we're just gonna put some nice handles on some of these. I want to order some micarta and some G10 and some other stuff. I did get some layers. Here's another one. Nice little harpoon right there. Maybe try to do some jumps up to the harpoon. Right? I did pick up these, and I've been ordering supplies so that once I have a bunch, then I can just get going on it. But these are like thin little sheets of G10. So we can use those for like some layers, like where they layer underneath. Let me show you an example. Like this right here, where you've got your green handle, but we've got layers of color. So try some stuff like that. I just want to get in. I want to get fabricating. I want to get messing around. And then maybe start buying some grinders and some sanders, and maybe start doing some stock removal. I'm an artist. I'm here because I like customizing, working on knives, having fun. This is the new Rosecraft F1. They've been making some cool, they got 4 new fixed blades out. We're going to do some tests with this bad boy pretty soon. Definitely budget-friendly fixed blades if you're interested. Look at that. They did the Kenman jimp. It was like Andy from Rosecraft was listening to me. No, he wasn't. But I love a jimp, and then jimps out on that tip there. Oh, look at that. Those are Kenman approved jimping style. But yeah, some layers like that. Mick Ranger, can't wait to do my next shipwreck. No time like the present, right? That's why I'm thinking about doing one today. I have this pen I got from Big Idea Design, the baseline bolt action copper pen. I love this. I've been using it. It's been one of my daily carries. A little bit heavier for a pen, but I like that. A little dense. I think ultimately I would love it to be like a 1/4 inch or a 1/2 inch longer. But it is great. I've been using this quite a bit. At work, I have to fill out paperwork and sign people off. So I'm making signatures or dating things like 20 sometimes a day. So me daily carrying a pen makes sense. I usually, if I'm not carrying that, I carry this. This is a Zebra. This is just a base. You know, you can get these Target or order one on Amazon for like $5-6. I did laser mark Kenman on there. But yeah, the $7 Zebra. I'm a lefty, so pens that are like gel or like streak and don't dry fast, I smear a little bit more. So I love a Zebra, and then a nice solid full stainless Zebra. Still pretty light. I carry this one a lot, and if I'm not carrying that, I've been carrying the Big Idea. What's up, Alex? Good morning to you. And I really like this pen. It is, like I said, a little heavy because I got the copper version, but the titanium version is significantly lighter, and I recommend it. Where is that pen? Where did I put that? All right. But I've considered shipwrecking this. Good morning, freaks. Ladies and gentlemen, Grateful Dog has entered the chat. Cheers up with my 300 milligrams to Grateful Dog. So I've considered shipwrecking this, but it's getting this natural patina. It's not really showing up. Lighting. You can see if it'll focus. Come on. It's lighter right here where you touch it more and handle it all the time, but it's also developing this really nice, just natural patina. This was really shiny. It was more like that, and it's definitely gotten dull. So just the natural weathering or aging patina that I'm getting just by using it is really cool. That's why I'm like, I don't know. Do I want to shipwreck it? Kind of. Do I want to just let it kind of naturally patina and just let it do that? Yeah, I do. So, I don't know. I guess potatoes. Potatoes. You guys like potatoes? Patina. It's got some patina. What's up, Robo Steve? Been great talking to you guys. Catch up next time. Right on, Paul. Good stuff. So yeah, I think I just need to buy another one is what I should do. If I buy another one, then I can continue to age this one as is, and I can shipwreck one. Super genius. Right? 13 minutes to TKE, everybody. Except for TKE's not going to be live. What are we going to do about that? What are we going to do about that? So I'm not on the bandwagon. I don't know what's going on. And maybe someone wrote it in chat already. What's TKE got going on? Is he out of town? Is he on vacation? Is he getting appendix surgery or something? It's a thing. My buddy didn't do it. Boom. And we're lucky he's still with us. If it hurts, maybe go see the doctor. Paul's taken off. Well, Paul number 4, 5. 4 or 5. I can't remember. I can think of 4. If there's a 5th Paul, I apologize. Paul, apologize. This ain't bad. Some of these ones in the can are a little sweet. Anyone going to the rec meetup on the 13th? I am not. Where is that at again? It's south somewhere. TKE has some family stuff. Sure. All good. But yeah, usually these are pretty sweet. 300 mil. So that's a beast. Which one is this? Rich Mocha. So it's not too bad. It's in Columbus, Ohio. So Tri-State will be there, I believe, right? Yeah, I got one and it was like super sweet. I was like, wow, I need to cut this with like regular coffee. Anyone going to Lee Valley Knife Show in Allentown on 9/27? Yeah, Tri-State usually goes because it's all the really nice, expensive. Like if you're buying a knife there, it's gonna be sweet. It's gonna be expensive. TK, he has community service today. He got busted handing out car. Yes. Yes. That's fantastic. That's fantastic. Yeah, I'd like to go to that, but you got to what? You got to save up. You're going to buy a knife. It's going to be what? 800,000 plus. But you're going to be getting some serious primo shit. Yeah, you don't want to choke grandma with the caramels, bro. You got to be careful. I have been messing around with this, and I've been pretty happy with the CJRB bolt. It's got that shark lock kind of, it's the recoil lock version 2. But this is a bug out killer all day. Boom, boom, boom. Whoops, caught it. But you've got your normal crossbar, but then it's connected to that little ramp right there. So you can see when I pull the crossbar down, the ramp goes with it. So you can pull the ramp and it also does the crossbar. So you can swing it up, swing it closed, studs. This is the recoil lock V2. They have a V1 right here. This is the CJRB Craig. So that is the recoil lock V1. So it's all on the back outside. You still have these 2 pieces on the side you can pull down like a crossbar. You can flip it open, or you can get right here and push down. So you can see it's got that similar action. So you can swing it up, swing it out, swing it shut. You can use it as a crossbar. A little bit harder to do that, but for closing, boom. Not as big as a fan of the V1, but this V2 is definitely more of a shark lock, super lock kind of a deal. Anybody else pick one of these up? They do have a premium version that's like S90 and titanium. I might get it. I really, you get the budget one to test it out, see what you think. But man, now that I've had it, ugh. Fun stuff. I like that. I like shark locks. I like super locks. Here's the Demco 80 20.5. Oh, talkie. Here you guys, buy AD 20.5. Fantastic. So you got that same kind of similar action. Here's my Flytanium Arcade. Whoa. And then the tactile Chupacabra. The difference with the Chupacabra is it has this extra click right here. Listen. And I like that. Because when you open it, you hear that. It just gives it that extra little click. Lee is a local show, but so many great makers live in that area and come by. Brian Nadeau at a table last year. 5 Arch Nemesis knives on the table. Nice. Tactile. This is my first knife from Tactile. I've reviewed a few. Interviewed them at the table at Blade Show. But this is the first one that's been mine. The Chupacabra. Magna cut. Got that nice lock. This has an aluminum handle, which I would like to do a laser mark to it. I got a really good setting for white on aluminum. I need to come up with some cool Chupacabra claw marks or something that would accent it. Here is my Kaiser Momo. You are a Momo. Thanks to Dave for this lovely gift. We went on a fishing trip, and this is the lake. That's the topography of the lake that we fished on. So I laser marked that on there. Nice little custom. We were right off of that point right here. And so the nice white laser mark on the aluminum I would like to do on the Chups. Did my chat freeze, or are we're just cool? Everyone's just chilling. Boom. Some Chupacabra-ish, I don't know, or some claw marks, or I don't know, I'm just trying to think of something. Have a Tuya voodoo coming from a friend. Anyone ever experienced with that? Hope it's sweet. I don't. Grateful. Fred, any thoughts on the Tuya voodoo? Or is Paul still in here? Paul might know. See what I did there? Missed opportunity to etch. You were here on the Momo. I could still do that. Robo, little X marks the spot. And the thing is you can go small. Look at this. Look at the spot. Look at how, like, that's like the size of my pinky nail or whatever. Check this out. I haven't shown this too much. This little mini knife. Right? Like, what are you talking about with this mini knife? Well, look at this. Focus. Look at the Sagaya laser mark on there. See the detail? How small it is? You're a Momo. This is a tiny knife. Let's see if I can get better light. But look at the size of that. Look at those little teeny Sagaya pattern. I mean, I make a bigger one. Oh, like that. Hello. But look at this when I hold them like this. You're like, okay, but look at the detail on that. If I can just get it to focus. It's so small it doesn't even want to focus on it. Right? So with that in mind, I can make a laser mark so tiny that we could go in here and just put a little X on a spot, and then we could even draw like 2 or 3 pop-ups or something right there. That is in fact what she said. The Momo is, why am I trying to flick it out? Because you can. Momo's a great knife for sure. Boom, I love it. Beast. Absolute hag. She's a hog. Tell you what. What's up, Leonard, man? Tracking will be coming soon. In several boxes. I think I'm going to split them up. I realized I still have to do a final review video on the pens. He did send me several pens, so I got to finish going through those, make that final video. But yeah, incoming. And scheduling, planning. I might actually get to your Spyderco sometime soon. She says a lot. She says a lot. Okay. And here I was expecting TKE to go on, and he's not. Boom. She does. And she's spicy. We like them spicy around here. We definitely like them spicy. How spicy? Full spice. I need to get a stump. That's what I need. He's always late. He's not going on today, Lanyard Man. He's got some family stuff going on, so he won't even be live. So him normally starting in 10 minutes from now won't even be happening because he's not. So I'm like, well, do I stay live longer and hang out? Guys need something to... Do I switch to horizontal live? How many people we got in here? 30. We can make a little vote. Carolina Reaper spicy. I got some Reapers outside that are almost ready. My peppers are a little late, but they are... I got a bunch of flowers right now too, so I think I'm gonna have to bring them inside because it's starting to cool off out there. And if you know about peppers and super hots, a flower off of a plant takes 30 to 45 days to turn into a ripe pepper. So 45 days from now, it's going to be October. I don't know if the plant's going to make it, so I might have to bring them in. Let's all make some votes. It looks like a couple of you are voting already. Brian Dixon says keep going. Gonzo says horizontal, please, and thank you. Lanyard Man says that makes so much sense right now. Let's watch Friday the 13th, Part 3. Grateful Dong knows what's up. We need to figure that out. Whether we got to do it on a Discord or whatever. Because I thought, I've seen stuff where people watch like an episode, like, oh, the new episode is out. But what they do is they just put a timer in the corner and they leave it on everyone else to like have the streaming service or have it available so that they also can hit play at the same time and have it with the timer so that we're all watching it at the same time. But you're watching it on your streaming, I'm watching it on mine. I'm not actually visually showing it to you. Then you could do that like on YouTube because you're not physically showing it or audio it, because I've got it on my headphones on my screen over here. You've got it on yours, and we're all just streaming the experience. But I believe like on a Discord or something like that, I could actually stream the movie without worrying about like a copyright. Not that I'm worried about monetizing or anything like that. I could care less. Or I couldn't care less or whatever. But, you know, you don't want it to get shut down because they don't allow you to actually stream said movie. Mick says, keep going. Gonzo says, vertical shows give him the diabetes. Watched a few movies on Discord with chat. So did then the person who had running the Discord was streaming the movie on the Discord, and you were watching it through that and then able to chat with everyone? Is that how that was working? What's up, Tegan? Everyone go check out Tegan. Just got to 100 subscribers. See if we can get that momentum rolling. If we're not watching the Garbage Pail Kids movie, dude, that movie is excellent and terrible all at once. All at once. So I need the rest of you to tell me what you think. It sounds like people say keep going, but we could keep going and then also open up the horizontal and do a horizontal stream, or we could just keep this vertical rolling along. Discuss. Put it in the comments. I'm going to go get rid of some coffee really quick. So I will be right back. All right. What I miss? What did I miss? Kaleidoscope and Knives, what's up, KLK? I just had to go pee. So who wants to be the lucky person to get up and go make me some tea? I got you, Robo. Mo Patty loves bunnies. I could like bunnies, but there are some bunnies that yes, I don't have a fence up around my gold bar zucchini squash plant. Yes, the rabbits have been eating a lot of it. Yes, it upsets me and I want to destroy them. Have I? No, I haven't. I haven't. But I got this one stupid rabbit. I go outside and he just looks at me and I'm like, and he just like, and he just hops over. Like, maybe I should put a fence around my plant. I have 2 or 3 zucchini squash. It's a gold bar that are popping up. They're about here now. They're about hot dog size. So in the next couple days, they should be good to go. I love a nice gold bar zucchini. What you do is you take it, or my favorite is like if you're grilling out, having some steaks and burgers or whatever, you can have just this. But I slice it up like have a thing of foil, slice it up, cover it with like butter and salt and pepper, wrap it, and then throw it in the oven, and boom. Excellent stuff. You could eat it on its own, or it could be a side. Excellent stuff. Rabbits are tasty. I've had rabbit. But they've been eating them and haven't, like, they eat the flowers and stuff, so I haven't really gotten any to grow. Here it is at the end of the year, and I haven't really had any because they just eat them all. Well, there's 2 or 3 of them in there right now that they didn't eat that are now growing that I'm kind of just like, oh, wait, what's an experiment? Either works or it doesn't. I am alone, so I don't need to have the amount of zucchini that'll pop out of a plant that's super happy. I'd have to be giving it away, so I'm not too worried about it. But it would be nice to have a few, right? People have pet bunnies. I was just at the state fair, and there were a lot of cool looking rabbits and bunnies. I'm growing steaks in my garden. Yeah, I wouldn't need a pet. My friends have chickens, and they get eggs, and it's great. They love their chickens, and just they're plentiful on the eggs. And someone had asked them, they said, well, will you ever eat the chickens? And they said no. It's like once they become like regular, I've had them for a year or more, they become like pets. And yeah, you get the eggs from them, but they're like, yeah, they don't think they could bring themselves to eat one after it passes. Too lazy to put in the seeds, so just dirt and stakes. Well, that's what I heard. It's just you just take a dozen stakes and you just put them in the ground, right? Water them every day. Set the sous vide to 160 degrees in 35 days. And on that day, they will be perfect. So is it Azusa or is it AZUSA Blade Works? Anyone who's got the answer? Do you call it AZUSA Blade Works? Or is it Azusa Blade Works? I grew up on a ranch in East Texas. I had to eat way too many pets. I think I could eat my chickens if they passed, but I love my bunny too much. Lanyard Man's kids want chickens. The few people I know that got chickens are happy they got chickens. They're not like, oh, I hate this. They all seem to be pretty cool with it. What's up, Mr. and Mrs. Outdoors? Started a business selling knives from bangers to customs. What is your website? What is the page? Do we go to your Instagram, or is there let me know. I will go check it out. Cats, goldfish, alpacas. I only have fish right now, and I wouldn't eat any of my fish. Oh, I grabbed these while I was over there. Here is my most recent stuff from the garden. I have several of these Hungarian wax banana peppers. Not too hot, but they're delicious. Mr. and Mrs. Outdoors is working on the website. Grew up on a farm. Stopped naming pigs once I found out they didn't run away. I love pigs. Such a cool animal. Also delicious. This is Scotch bonnet. So we got some really nice Scotch bonnets popping. And then I have tons of ghosts. Look at these orange ghosts. Really nice. Tegan has 2 pigs. Make sure I didn't get any hot ones. Those are all super hot. Well, I guess the Hungarian wax, not a super hot. I make salsas and hot sauces. I do, I like to ferment. So I will mix up like peppers and bell peppers and onions and mango, or different things like that. And then ghost peppers are my favorite, Donnie. They're really hot, but if you cut them down to a more manageable heat, if they're up here, jalapenos are here. Well, if you take like one ghost pepper and then add like a couple bell peppers, add like an onion, add like some garlic, you can bring that heat down a little bit, and delicious. Can I buy salsa? If I make enough, I'll send you some, Gonzo. I know Fook Doozle wanted some. Somebody else I remember likes hot. Oh, here's a couple batches I got right now. These are all at least a year old, actually. They don't look great when I show these off, but I mix this stuff up. Here's batch number 29. So I mix this stuff up. This is going to be orange ghosts, red bell peppers, some green peppers, some onion, and some carrot in this one. So I like to make smaller batches. So you can see there's still chunks in there, but they're squish. And if it were to get moldy, you would tell it bad. This is still healthy right here. So you mix it all up, put some salt in there, put it in the bag, seal it, and then just let it sit. A lot of people do it in jars. As long as you don't have water. People that eat super hots are dead inside. Little bit. 22. This one has a lot of carrots. This one is Fresno chilies, one Carolina Reaper, and some carrots and garlic. So you let them sit until you think you want to go, and then take it out. And what I do is I blend them up. So I put it in a blender, blend it up really good, and then run it through a screen. So then what happens is you get a nice smooth sauce, and then you get some paste, some like pulp. And then I'll dry the pulp, right? And so you put the pulp out, dry it, and then put it in a coffee grinder. Like I have a coffee grinder that is not for coffee, just for this, because if you don't clean it and you were to make coffee with it, you would probably die. Super hot condensed powder. If you think about it, you make that sauce, run it through the screen, and then you have that pulp. When that pulp dries, you basically have like a concentrate of your sauce, and then you let it dry, run it through the grinder. Now you have powder. So then I have a little jar of like, you know, like if you buy cayenne powder or something like that, a little chili powder, but it's wild stuff. So you can take a small pinch of that into like a pound of pasta, and it'll heat up the entire dish. I got 40-something chickens last time, counted a lot of ducks, horses, pony, bunny, dogs, cats, goats, pigs, and a hedgehog tagging. That's what I want to do. I almost need to buy farmland so I can get out there and just make a forge, get some animals, have some fun. I have a spot down the road called the Pork Chop. I need some bacon in my life. I might need to go to the store. I'm hungry. I don't have a lot to eat in the house. I am going to have to go to the grocery store today. Screw the ducks. Mo Patty doesn't get along with the ducks. Baby ducks are really cool looking, though. Maybe that's what you need to do, Mo Patty. Get yourself a duckling and keep it as a pet and raise it. And then the next thing you know, you might love ducks. And then maybe you become a duck whisperer. Give that grinder to a store. Ugh, that would be horrible. Dude, the concentrate on the dust of the peppers can be super, super hot sometimes. I hate ducks, Wolverine. My buddy makes concentrate, and like he only uses Reaper. Like mine is mixed, so I'm bringing the heat down, making a manageable hot sauce. And he'll take and just have like 50 Carolina Reapers, blend them up, do the same kind of thing, but it's only the Reapers. So now you have 100% Reaper sauce. And then he makes powder out of that. Woo! I mean, we're talking, you take a toothpick, you put it in the powder, and like this much in the powder, couple little dots of powder on the end, stir that into an entire dish that serves like 4 people, and the whole thing will still be hot. I put a tiny amount in like spaghetti sauce, and it was like, you know, like a can of like the ragu size can, a couple of tomatoes, a pound of hamburger, an onion, a bell pepper, and like a tiny little dot of that Reaper powder, and it was almost too hot for me. Yeah, it's gnarly stuff. Anybody wants some? I got plenty. You'll never go through it. You will never go through it. Mo Patty, they're evil creatures. It's Reapers, for me, Fred, Reapers are just hot. For me, I think Reaper is just hot. Now, ghosts, I bid that a ghost is hot. You eat a ghost and it's hotter than you want it to be. But when I make a sauce, like I said, if I only use one ghost pepper, 3 bell peppers, an onion, and 4 carrots. That ghost pepper is like 10% of this sauce. And so now if it's 100,000 Scoville units and it's a tenth of the sauce, then mathematically it's about 10,000 Scoville units. Whereas in a jalapeno is about, 2 to 4,000. So 100,000 is hot. Your habaneros and everything above that. Your reapers are over 1,000,000. But you take that ghost and you bring it down to that lower level, and now you can actually taste the flavors. You can enjoy it. I think ghost peppers have a really good flavor. Some people really like habaneros, but habanero has a different kind of a flavor to it. It's a slightly different version or subcategory of peppers that has this flavor that I don't really care for. So habaneros, it's not the heat that bothers me, it's the flavor. I just don't really do the habaneros. But ghosts, I like the flavor a lot. Scotch bonnets, I like the flavor a lot. Fresno chilies are really good, but they're lower. They're like a 10,000. You can probably get Fresno chilies at your grocery store. I get them at Cub Foods here, or my main grocery store in Minnesota is Cub Foods. I got some Reaper pepper cheese, couldn't even eat it. No flavor, just heat. That's totally true, none for now. A lot of times it's just hot. But if you make a sauce and the sauce has a lot of good flavor to it, but then you just want to add a little kick, then you could add just a little bit of that, zip it up to your liking, but you've already created a sauce with flavor. Versus I submit that if you use like a ghost or like a bonnet, your Hungarian waxes and stuff, they have some flavors going on that aren't necessarily related to the heat. Versus, to me, again, some people will say, oh, Reapers are awesome, and everybody likes what they like, and that's fine. Some people can't even eat ketchup. Get rid of the ducks and I'm game. Snorted some wasabi on a dare back in the day. Ugh. I got someone, one of the restaurants I worked at, the chefs played a prank on me and made me a sushi roll that they just loaded with wasabi. And I had smelled it and I'm like, oh. And so I got them. I totally got them because they loaded it with wasabi. I can handle hot sauce pretty good. And wasabi's not death hot. But so I could see that they were over there kind of like, oh, he's gonna eat it or whatever. And I went and sat down in the restaurant and I started going, and I just was like, no reaction. I ate the whole thing. I went in, I was like, guys, that was great. Thanks a lot. I love it. And they're all just like confused, expecting me to be like, like, oh my God. But it was wasabi. Wasabi is hot, but it's not super hot. So you know what I mean? So they felt that they didn't do that anymore. They're like, well, it's pointless. Dan already has a dead stomach. Not that powdered crap. Powdered wasabi. Ugh. Depends on how they make it though. Because like I said, I've got some powdered sauces and from my peppers and stuff. And if you do it right, that powder lasts for years, tastes good. You know what I mean? Not a bad one. Black Rifle. Haven't looked at knives in a while. Here's one. We already looked at this one today, Kenman. Look at a different one. Which one haven't we looked at in a couple of days? Where is the singing fish? Fred, where are you? I gotta find it. Once you get a notion for finding one, then you must, and I must. What the hell? It has a little. I'm pretty sure I had it up here. I moved it over here, I thought. Wow. Tell me you have too many knives without telling me you have too many knives. Well, crap on a stick. Gonna make scales for the new mule team today. Hardware out for delivery. There was a show in the 90s, The Nanny with Fran. Yeah. I can't do her voice. Oh, really? So she had wasabi on the show and it made her voice normal? That's hilarious. That's actually pretty funny. I have seen that show. Okay, no. Huh. It was right there. It was right there. Right in the open. Yeah. Tell me that's not fun. We're looking for the singing bush. Ting. This used to belong to Fred. He sent it to me to review, and I said, mine. Gimme. And he was like, I'll sell it. And I was like, how much? And he said, boom. And I said, boom. And here's the money. Thank you very much. It's just dumb. This is the Gelfa fish. Singing Rattlesnake. What the hell is the name of the brand again? Does it say on here? M390 titanium. I don't have the page up right now. Fred, what was the name of the company again? Lemfish. There it is. Thank you, Fred. The Lemfish Singing Rattlesnake. It has, if I can get the right angle, I don't know if I'll be able to. Maybe if I had a flashlight. I do have a flashlight. Where? There's one. I need to arrange. Okay, if you look in there, see all those right on the bottom? All those beams? All those beams are little resonating bars that are not attached. They're like floating in there. You can see they're screwed in on the right-hand side, and they're all basically little tuning forks. So you've got them. I don't know how that sound is working on the live. Lemfish bread. Everybody leave. I have to poop. You just ate an entire week's worth of expanding bread. I don't know what you think about that, but oh yeah, the backspacer too. Nice floating backspacer on there. Titanium M390. I like this texture on there. Plus that just sit there and open it all day and just annoy somebody. Like, will you stop? No. No. Whoa. We're flipping. We're flipping, B. Behind the scenes. Behind the scenes. Mo Patty, you don't like the pair of 3? Why not? Mo Patty, I like the sound, but it looks big. It's a full sizer. I mean, it's not tiny. It's not huge. I mean, if you put this here and then we put the Ripley next to it. Look at the Ripley. Look at that. Like, we got a full inch on the top and the bottom longer there. The thing is, you know what I mean? I just tried to close the Ripley like a righty. Idiot. Ken Faulkner. What's up, Ken? How you doing, bud? I've been watching some of Ken's videos lately. I don't get to watch as many videos as I like. This last month, I've been super busy. Ken's been posting some cool stuff. If you haven't checked out his channel, go give him a watch. Patty Whack is so small, she puts a belt clip on Victorinox. Oh, Patty's adorable. They make a smaller version, but in G10 and doesn't sing. Boo. Right? What are you getting into this weekend, Ken? Oh, I got a flashlight on here. This is a great flashlight right here. The EOS, or the, whatever, the Olight i3E EOS. It's tiny. Right? Right in the pinky. Excellent little flashlight, though. I've never changed the battery on this. I don't use it all the time, but when you do, you turn it on. It's probably pretty efficient. It's super bright. And for the size that it is, it works great. Excellent little one. I love it. Cut testing the Chavez Blue Label 229. Nice. Making a video on it, I would assume. My first Van X, I'm going to focus, right here in my collection. Haven't had a chance to really cut much or use it too much yet. But this is the Stout V2. I love this thing though. Very, very cool. And it's a lefty. Grateful Dong, I need to learn some sleight of hand stuff. Well, I could teach us some stuff next time we get together. This is one that I always like because it just is fun. You got a couple of corks. Like if you're at a party and they're drinking wine, get a couple of corks, right? Okay. So you put the corks in your palm like this, right? Because basically what you're doing is you're making two loops and they lock into each other, right? So you tell someone, you're like, okay, take the two corks, right? Grab both of them and then just... What? Wait, okay. Now remember, if you grab them, they just... So just grab one, grab the other, and then just... Wait, what? And it's because the corks, I mean, look at them. They're invisible, so they're easy to swap through each other. Impressed with the Blue Label Chavez options. Great for the price. I haven't had a chance to mess with them. Who had a red one? Did I touch a red one at the show, or am I tripping? I know like the prototypes were red, but then I went and they were out and I was excited to order one. Dan's an alien. I do have big hands. I shook your hand. You have a large hand. I would never be able to use that knife. But what were we talking about? The Chavez, that new one that's like $80, $90 or whatever. It looks like a great knife, but the proto was red, and then when they released them, they didn't release a red version. I want the red one. Anybody got the red one? Willing to sell? I'd be willing to buy it, or buy the new one in black or whatever, and then trade it for the red one. Is that an aluminum handle or is it steel? I got the X-Lock 2 all black. I want a Yojimbo, but maybe I should get the Micro Jimbo or the Yojumbo. It's aluminum. So the black one, you could do a nice laser mark on there. So that's something. Well, the red one you could too. Something about that red. It reminds me, it's like the red like this right here. The Sencut Serene. It has this look to it. Except for you got that nice black skull clip on the Chavez. But the black and red look. Aluminum D2, 80 bucks, Chavez, solid. Well, Patty, you're going to hate tagging. You're going to do a giveaway at 150, and it's going to be a Spyderco. This is an underrated, awesome gem right here. What is this? 9CR18, Sencut, Serene, great button lock, just works. Right? How come I haven't laser marked that? Look at that surface. I could do a white laser mark on that red, just like this one here. Was red. Boom. Definitely a good choice if anyone's needing a smaller USA-made Spyderco with a solid lock. Ken Faulkner loves it. Yeah, this, dude, Sencut, I just ordered a new Sencut. I haven't ordered a Sencut in a while. I really like Sencuts. They are a budget company. I would love to do more with them, but they don't seem to want to send stuff out or whatever. Not that I'm trying to get anything free, but if I get on a pass around or something, that'd be great. I would love to showcase some more Sencuts, but basically if I want to do it, I got to buy them. And, you know, they're budget price. So it's like I bought several. I mean, where are my Sencuts? These two rows across here are all Sencuts. I think I've probably done a custom die project or laser mark project on at least a dozen or more. I think I probably bought 20 or 30 Sencuts over time. They're just, it's a knife for like 40 to 60, $70 price range, in that most of them are going to be like 8CR, 9CR. I actually have one, this one, the Sencut Natchez, is a 10CR something. Like, what's anybody, because most of them are 9CR. 10CR 15 COMOV. 10CR 15 COMOV. Versus most of them are like 9CR 18. So that Natchez is like my nerd glasses. They're not glasses, they're cheaters. They're not real glasses. I can't use them like, now I'm reading the chat right now and it's this far away. I don't need those glasses. I only need it for this tiny stuff. I like bigger knives. Another reason I love Bless knives. Well, Grateful, you're tall. How tall are you, Grateful? 6'4"? I love them bigger knives. Oosh. What is this thing? A 9.5 something? My hands make it not look too big, right? Get right in there. Look at that. That's not too large. Sub to tag and right on. Yeah, look at that. Does that look like it's huge in my hand? Very manageable. But this bad boy is all of 10. About a, oh, I just popped off for a second. We're back. 10-inch on this puppy. Now I need new jorts. Dude, it's just so butter. It's butter. I love it. I got to box this thing up today. Donnie, I'm going to start saving some money. I mean, this is a lefty. I know the screen's backwards, but this is a full lefty. This is Lanyard Man's custom that Donnie made. And Lanyard Man sent to me before, to him, buttered toast. Let's talk about buttered sausage and what it does. Oh, God. I tell you what. I forgot I picked up this too, the Carricks. The Migeron Carricks. Do I say Migeron wrong? Who says Migeron? I say Migeron. I could be wrong. The Carricks. Picked this up in Atlanta. I might do a flipper tab delete on this one. Might as well. A lot of there's some that like the Towser K as a lefty. I like to go like this, drop it like that to my thumb, and then turn it around closed. So for me, that works really well. And in some cases, you want, like this one here, it doesn't drop right. And so I'm going to catch, I don't catch it well. What's another one that I do that with a lot is the Cubitus. So the flipper tab on there, I catch on my thumb and then drop. And so I like having the flipper tab here because I can use it. And so as a lefty, if that wasn't there, when I go like that, it would skip by, it would cut my thumb. So in some cases, I don't want to get rid of a flipper tab. But in this one, this isn't really a drop for me. It's more of I go like this, I hit the lock, and then I give it a little push with my finger and then drop it. So in a case like that, I could get rid of this flipper tab and it wouldn't bug me at all. So I'm thinking about it. I say Migeron or Migeron. KOK around, right now it's like next April. Right, so if you want one from Donnie, you're looking at next spring. Migeron. I say Migeron, and I could be wrong, like I said. Yeah, so Kaleidoscope, Migeron. We could all be wrong. It's a cool knife, though. I'm pretty happy with it. Should I flipper tab delete? It's interesting how, like, look at all this lock bar. You can grab it way down there. Like way down here, way up there. It's like the access for it is vast. You know? Usually it's a little bit tighter, just a small little section. This one like goes, it's like twice as long. That new Civivi, I was looking at that. How do you say that one? Phaser? Figure? Let's play with the Cubitus is definitely a top dog. I like a bigger. This is more of a Kenman size. That's why I'm definitely liking like the CK. Let's put that one next to the Titus. Yeah, see? Same size as the Titus. That's why I love this so much, this Titus size. It's a little bit bigger and bulkier than what a lot of people may or may not like. But for me, I love a wider, larger handle for my grip. Feels good in the hand. This thing is just, it's like my favorite. Delete it. Kaleidoscope. I'm on. I'm in. Let's do it. Boom. Oh, I want one of these someday. Does feel just great. This might be my favorite. That's all the knives I've handled. Just an all-around win. Evo 3.0. Oof. That hollow grind, the shape of it, the way my index finger sits right there. Perfect size. Look at that. Goes right to the back of my, it's like sits in my hand. Excellent. I have not dyed the guile scales yet. Really liking the guile. You got the green one, right? Grateful? Drop is a bit scary. It is. Like if you go to drop it on your thumb, I've done it a few times where you go like this, boom. I felt like it almost cut through my thumbnail. It's like, wow, that thing's a beast. I like it though. Boom. Civivi Guile. This one is great. Oh, geez. I haven't decided on which color I'm going to do with it yet, or if I'm going to do a fade or what the plan is. It's white, so the nice thing is with the white G10, you have the most options, possibilities of color. When you do jade Asticus, that's what that is. When you do like the jade, the green from the jade is always going to affect your dye. So with white, you can get a lot more pinks or certain colors. You know, like if you do pink on white, it's going to be pink and it's going to be bright because of the white. If you do pink on the jade, it's going to be dull and more brownish because of the green affecting it. So having white is really nice for a start. The guile is a really cool little design. I'm excited to do this one up. If this one was thicker, like everything about it, but just a little wider this way, I think that would be really cool as well. That was the other thing I forgot about this is so the Asticus, or is this the mini Asticus? This is the one I'm going to do the Shipwreck. So notice it has all silver hardware, silver blade, and then the copper, which we're going to do the Shipwreck on. And this one is the Damascus and then all black hardware, right? So I have both knives. I never did a dye or anything with this. I'm not sure why. I just kind of liked it the way it was. Pretty much the only jade knife I have that I didn't dye. But the question is, a few people have already given me the answer. Really dig the Damascus version. So the question is we are going to shipwreck this. So because we have this, if you only dye part of it, will the color separation have a definite line or will it fade? It will have a line, but it won't be a hard line. It'll kind of be a fuzzy line. Does that make sense? So like if you only dipped it to here, there is going to be a line right about there, but it's not going to be like a solid hard line like this transition between titanium and the carbon where it's just it's boom, solid line. It's going to be more of a fuzzy line. You know, like if you get a tattoo, my hair's all wild. Someone gets a tattoo, like a thin black line tattoo on your arm, 10 years from then, it's still a line, but it's you know, gotten a little wider, a little fuzzy. It's kind of like that. You can definitely get a line though. No doubt about it. But it will be a fuzzy line, if that makes sense. Evo T is one of your workhorses. Can't pry up broken pallet boards with it. You pry up broken pallet boards with it? Why do you hate me? Want to try dyeing some scales and was wondering. Yes, you can. It's tough though because it does seep. It does kind of bleed. And if it's wet, it'll just run right up it. So if you want it to not bleed from one section to another, it needs to be dry. You know, so like if you go to dip it, if you got this whole thing soaking wet and then dipped it only to here, the moisture that's on it here would just wick the dye up it. So you want it to be totally dry, then only dip up to where you want and then remove it and then totally dry before you do another one, because otherwise it will soak. It just wicks right up, especially if there's texture like that. Those little texture spots bleed dye. They just want to wick the dye up them. In a way, I mean, this is totally different, but see how like the Shipwreck kind of bled into the grooves, which is super cool. But if you have grooves like that and you were to put that in dye, the die would want to kind of wick up into those sections, if that makes sense. Donnie Taggin is asking, what kind of steels do you do with your knives? He listed them the other day. We talked about kind of a similar thing. I asked him if he does fixed blades and what he uses for fixed blades and stuff. Would wax or something, you can, but it's like the die has to be hot. And that's the big issue, is room temperature die needs to sit for days in order to have an effect. And so hot die, it can happen in minutes. So you basically, you want the die to be hot. And then I tried like a hot glue resist and it kind of melted. And you can put like vinyl over it and it might peel off from the heat. So Donnie says crew wear mostly. Or CPM 154 MagnaCut S90 V3V. So, sidetrack question. Yeah, I've been having some troubles. That's why my die project number 30 or whatever is still hung in limbo, because resist to do multi-die things, Grateful, is I've struggled with it a little bit. What's up, Cicero? Where is it? Here you go, Cicero. Maybe. Love, 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 love. Dyeing isn't really that difficult. If you're doing solid colors, not really a big deal at all. It's when you start doing the weird things, you want to try some stuff. Dye is a weird kind of it doesn't work the same, you know what I mean? It's a little wild. I've done fades. Here's a fade. So like if I just hold it here, it kind of looks mostly all purple. But if we go like this, you look at the color right here and just watch where my finger is. As I move it, notice how it gets more purple and more purple and more purple. Before you know it, it's like opaque and solid. Look at how dense purple it is there to how light it is there. So that was a slow drop fade, and I have a motor that I use that I bought off of Amazon. It's basically a really slow spinning motor, and then I suspend it above, and then the motor basically does like 3 revolutions per minute, so it's really slow. So then it just basically slowly dips into the die. So as it hits the die, it starts dying. As it goes more and more, the longer it sits in the die, the more color. So the stuff at the bottom is going to be darker, and at the top, if it barely touches, will remain lighter. Did I have another fade? Yeah, I do. I was going to say I have one other fade where I did multiple. So I dyed this yellow and then let it do a slow dip this direction with the red. So we got kind of a red, orange to yellow kind of a fade. This is the mini helix. So the fades aren't all that hard, but when you want to start doing patterns and splotches and tie-dyes and stuff, or resists in areas, I've been struggling with that. I would love some advice if anyone has had some success with it. But because the die needs to be hot, it changes the ability of the resists that you use. Interested though. Would you like to learn more? I'll catch up to you on that Stout V2, but in the meantime, I'll sport my Mallory Forest V2. Nice. Nice. I have the Mallory prototype right here. This is the Carex, or Greek horn, Dylan Mallory design. Oh, I'm excited for this one. This is Fred the Lug's prototype. Oh, geez. I got to check this out in Texas. I love the shape. I love the design. Dylan's really cool. Maybe clear nail polish. it would resist the dye, but temperature. And then you have to get the nail polish off. And that's the other problem, is now what do you do to remove nail polish? Use like acetone. Well, guess what? Acetone affects dye. So when you go to remove, let's say you get a nice bright red and then you have to now remove the nail polish. Well, the nail polish is only going to come off with some type of acetone or ISO or something. The ISO probably won't even work. But that is now going to affect the dye. When you go to wipe it off, you can't use those chemicals. I'm going to try putting hot dye in empty paint pens. It won't stay hot for very long, though. And I'm not trying to be negative. I'm just trying to give you all the things that I've tried in the past. And the issue is like a drop, because I've had like, okay, let's just put a drop. So this is sitting here. I'm going to get super hot dye, put 1 drop of hot dye right here and make a red dot on there. Well, what happens is that 1 drop of hot dye is back to room temperature in seconds. It doesn't take long for a drop of liquid to cool down to no longer be hot. And now you basically have a room temperature drop on there that you could leave on there for 12 hours and it wouldn't take color. Red on white goes pretty fast. Red on white would probably be your best bet. But like if you wanted to make it blue or something like that, I've had dyes where I had to leave it in there in almost boiling dye for over 10 minutes. And so if it's at anything less than several hundred degrees, it will take hours and might not dye at all. Go back and watch my dye project like number 30 and then my dye project number 30 something part 2 or it's part 3. It's still not done because I was trying that exact effect. And I tried 3 or 4 different techniques, and I haven't been able to. I want to do a marble dye. I think it would look super cool, but I haven't been able to figure out how to do it yet. I will love to get into the experimenting with you, Grateful, and try the pens out and see what you can get. But the trick is keeping it hot. That's the trick. Or it's patience. Room temperature dye can take, but it takes a really, really long time. I had that one in red dye for like 24 hours. We took it out. You could barely tell that anything had changed. In fact, they still almost look totally white. We could learn. Together, if we combine our strength, we could come up with the secrets. Do I mix vinegar in my dyes? I do not. Although I have considered mixing a little acetone in with the dye. A very small amount can really be, I mean, it can be bad because acetone can eat at stuff. I've done disc dyes, frisbee dyes, and if you leave the acetone on there or if you wipe it off too much, it starts to kind of eat through the material. But if you have dye and you have just a little acetone in there, it turns into like this, and like wants the dye to get in there faster. That might be something to consider, Grateful, is mixing it with acetone so that it affects it quickly. But the problem is now you have to wipe it on, wipe it off. Wipe it on, wipe it off. Because you don't want that acetone to sit on there for any amount of time. Vinegar makes the dye more potent. I have not heard that. With our powers combined. Right, B Shady? My favorite Tanto fixed blade? Wow, you're specific. In the meantime, I'll show you my favorite Tanto user. Shit. Oh my God, I'm putting everything everywhere. Here's a folder. This is my favorite Tanto folder. This is the Concept Warrior. It's kind of a modified Tanto, so maybe that's not what you're looking for. I really like this Tenable Anomaly. If you're just looking for a no-nonsense user folder Tanto. Did you ever dye eggs as a kid? Boom. Tanto fixed blade. How's this? How's this? Dude, look at that. That's thick. This is an absolute pig. This is so unnecessary in so many ways. This huge chunk of D2, right? That's a beast, huh? How about this? The Cold Steel Kobun. That one's fun. That's definitely a winner. I've had this one for almost 20 years. I've never used it. This is just in my collection just because I think it looks like a cool small sword. Same with this CRKT. This one's almost 20 years old too. This is the CRKT Stealth First Strike. This is a beastly, beefy hog too. This one has a Kydex sheath. Wrap. It's got the Stingray underneath the wrap. But yeah, Kydex sheath with that one. Tanto. I mean, this one's just silly. This was the impulse buy at the Badger knife show in Wisconsin. Just a silly knife that I had to get it. I had to get it for the collection. I know I have a couple other Tantos that I really like. This one's kind of different. This is kind of an interesting. Look at the harpoon way out on there. This is a discontinued one from Rosecraft. But I like the design and the shape of the blade. That one messes with my mind. Right, Grateful? Boom. Yeah, I picked this up in Atlanta at Blade Show. This is, like I said, a discontinued model from Rosecraft. Boom. What's everyone think about the Tanto blade? There's a space for it. I definitely, what's your blade shape? What's everyone think what are their favorite blade shapes? You like a Tanto? You like more of like a sheep's foot like this? I think I'm more of like the sheep's foot, the Warncliffe kind of blade. You know, little Warney. Dagan's not a huge fan. I like Warnies a little bit, probably the most. I like interesting shapes, though, too. What would you call this? Kind of a sheep's foot? Sheep, lamb, Warnie. Although, something in my brain really loves, like, where... just this old school, boom. Functionally, the clip got a lot of belly. Sometimes you want that tip to be more. That's why I kind of prefer like a Warncliffe, because it puts your blade tip kind of more in a usable position. For me, this type of a blade shape is just ideal. It just works good. It's the best for everything. I mean, if you're doing some skinning or something, you want a little bit more of a belly, then yes. But I love just the way the shape, like of a nice clip point, just looks cool. It just has this look. This is the Kubi Phemius, or is that right? Not quite as much of a user. Warren Foot. The what cliffs? Autocorrect. It's a thing. But yeah, I love this, the shape though. Some of these, just these sweepy blades are really cool. Functionally user friendly, not as much, but they are cool. I would like a premium version of this. Fun knife. They do have a premium, I'm pretty sure. Although it's not like a premium, it's more of an upgrade. This is like the budget with D2. I think they have one, is it 14C? So, you know, it might be a $50 to $60 or, you know, like if this one's 40 to 60, the 14C would be like 50 to 70 or whatever, you know, pretty similar in price. Drop shut. Super fun. Super genius. Okay, back to this. The Astacuses. The Astacuses? So I'm going to do the Shipwreck on here. Imagine Shipwreck on here. Got it? All right, put that in your brain. So do I finish it off and take these apart? Do I shipwreck this as is? Well, I may have to take it apart, but then replace it with all of the silver shiny hardware? Or do I take this apart and then shipwreck it and then replace it with all the black hardware and the Damascus with the shipwreck? And then put all the silver stuff on this and then do a die with it. What's up, Robert? How you doing today? So that's the question. I'm either going to just shipwreck this, call it a day, leave this as is. Or shipwreck this, swap in all the black and the Damascus, and then put all the silver on here and then do a die. What do we think? Let me set them here amidst all this other crap. Right there. Vote now. 23 of you watching. Just shipwreck it as is or shipwreck and swap. Let me know right now. I'm going to run to the bathroom again. I got to get rid of this coffee. Okay. Okay. What do we got here? All right. Well, I want to try out the Giant Mouse Ace as a skinning knife. I'll have to look that up. Giant Mouse Ace. Oh my God, I got stuff everywhere. I have stuff everywhere. All right, where is it? Ace Jutland. Let's take a look. Oh, it's a slip joint? Ooh, okay. All right. I like what you're talking about here. Tegan's interested in this Giant Mouse Ace Jutland. Anyone ever mess around with that? That is a cool looking blade. I like it. I like it. I like it. What's my favorite EDC? That's a tough call. That's a tough call. Probably the Towser K. Which is really hard to see right there. Boom. More than likely, it's in the number one spot here. 154 cm frag titanium. Kaiser's clutch lock. Towser K, great size, great user, tons of jumps, feels good. Nice choke up, excellent space. Get in there and do some work, beat on it, not worry about it. I don't know how much they are now, but Giant Mouse had a huge QC issue months ago, so I'd say be careful with that. Good to know, KOK. Okay, so Taggin says Shipwreck no swap. Tice says swap for sure. Poke It Stuff says ship and swap. What's up, Poke It? If you're still in here, that white and black bunny is Chunkster's mom. Brian Dixon says swap. Time to get off my ass. Good kicking it, y'all. Catch y'all on the flip. Right on, Donnie. Bless knives. Wow, my phone's starting to blow up. Donnie, where's your knife? Where's your knife? I lost it. It's gone. Boosh. Take it easy, Donnie. Probably be working on some other knives today or something. Guy makes some wild stuff. Jen Anzo quit working with them. Good to know. Good to know. Good info, KOK. I know some other people were talking about that a little bit. I've only handled a couple. And it wasn't anything. What's the rattle? I'm getting a rattle. Just a solid all around. Feels perfect. Great size for a handle. Not too large, not too small. This is just right. Boosh. No doubt. There were some models that had no issues. That's why I was saying look into it, because I don't remember which ones. So it's like, excuse me, they have a few models that might have issues and some that are probably great. Good info for sure, though. Wow, 2.5 hours? What? When does I don't ever make it to the end of TKEs. I usually got stuff to do on Saturdays. It usually goes to like noon, right? I don't think I can go that long here. I was expecting to be done at 9:30 and then start doing stuff around here while lurking on TKEs for like an hour. And then get into making some videos and doing some stuff for the day. So I'm kind of off of how the day was going to go, but I have all day tomorrow, all day today. Nothing really set in stone. I just have videos to make and stuff to pack and ship. And yeah, I need to make some lunch, or I guess breakfast. I haven't really eaten anything yet today. I don't have anything in the house, so I'm gonna need to go. I'm gonna need to go. I did order this, and if it's still, let me refresh this page. If it's still going on, I may recommend AZ USA, Azusa Blade Works. If you're looking for a knife to buy right now, Grateful and I already bought one. Anybody else pick one up? Instead of Instead, I donned my live cape and I donned it and said, I'll save a boring Saturday morning. Save the day. So, anybody interested in a knife, here's a deal, here's a special, here's a thing. I didn't even see that you were on before I went on the kayak and did my outside stuff. My notifications are messed up, Kathleen. I was on for like 10 minutes with like maybe 2 or 3 people, and none of them were regulars, which is nothing wrong with that, but it was clearly didn't send out any info to anyone, because usually I go live and I'll get 10 or so of the regulars. Ken Faulkner says I want one, but not buying right now. But yeah, I don't know. The notifications weren't doing their thing this morning. It took a while before the stream started going. So the Azusa, is it AZ USA or Azusa? No one really answered that one. But anyway, right now, if you can afford it, the Azusa Bladeworks Eldorado pre-order, $97.50. And we're looking at Vanex and micarta on this one, the one that I ordered. And if you order it now, this pre-order, you get a co-cheese for free. What's a co-cheese? This is a co-cheese. The co-cheese folding knife has 14C28N and G10. $45 knife. So if you pre-order the $97 Eldorado, you also get a $45 co-cheese for free. So for about $100, black PVD, black satin, gray and gray on the co-cheese. And the Eldorado, there's a few different colors. This is the one I got. Do you ever eat or sleep? What's up, Justin? But yeah, I think Justin's the one who first mentioned this one yesterday, and basically I couldn't say no to that. Vanex, micarta, cool looking prototype. I'm excited to check this out. Kind of looks like the blue tick, right? But boom, you also get the co-cheese. I actually ordered the gray and gray co-cheese. This is the black and satin. The one I grabbed, I decided to go with this. It was either black and black, gray and gray, or black and satin. So I went with the gray and gray co-cheese. I might try to make this gray darker, give it kind of some pop. My favorite one was actually the gray and green, but that one wasn't available for the special. So I may take my gray and gray and try to give it a little pop, just so it's not so singular in color, but it looks cool. Free knife. And then this one, I ordered the blue micarta and gray PVD. It almost kind of looks like a gold PVD in this one. But the other options they had, which I almost went for, was the white and black, because then I could have done a dye with it. But I wasn't really feeling the black blade. And then here's the micarta and stonewash. The stonewash looks kind of cool, but in a way it's kind of shiny. So ultimately, the one that I thought looked most interesting was that gray PVD. So I went with that one. They're planned for a December release. What did it say? Q4. Due Q4. So Q4 could be October, November, or December. So, it could be December, but when they say Q4, it could be as soon as October. So there's that. Either way, great looking shape. $100, Vanex. And you get one of these. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Tagan's going to be doing a giveaway, 150 subs with a Spyderco. Go check out Tagan's channel. He just hit 100. Let's get him to 150. I also ordered this, the Sencut Awasi, one of the newer Sencuts, 9CR18, flipper tab, delete maybe, thumb studs. And what I noticed about this is you look at it, and when you look at the photo, you don't know for sure what you're getting into. Size-wise, sometimes it could be smaller than you thought or larger than you thought. 8.1 inch, and I need to turn off my alerts. All right. So 8.18. So this is not a small knife. I thought it was going to maybe be that 7.5, kind of size. Let me grab the Sencut over here. Because to me, it felt kind of like this, or it looks kind of like the chiral. Oh, this lighting is bad. Hold on a second. Let me just turn this on. Pow, right in the kisser. So this is the chiral. If you look, maybe if I can zoom in a little bit more. They're actually similar in a way, right? Chiral's got kind of a more forward cant to it, and it doesn't have the thumb studs, but the chiral is barely over 7 inches, about 7.25, or a little less than that. So this is like a full inch larger. So the Awasi actually isn't a small knife. So I'm actually excited for that, because I thought it was going to be about the same as the chiral. I do like the chiral. I did the apricot dye on this one. Boosh. Nice looking apricot. But I was expecting the Awasi. I was like looking at it, I go, oh, that looks nice. And I was thinking it was going to be like this size. And it's actually more like this size. So you've got that larger, that 8-inch. So it's going to be in this range where you're holding a bigger. Gotta go. See y'all next one. Right on, tagging. Thanks for hanging out. What's up, Steve-O Taylor? So yeah, the new Sencut I'm getting, the Awasi, is going to be closer to this size, which I'm pretty excited for. I like this chiral quite a bit. Something about this. This is a simple, if you just want a knife that you can just beat on, not worry about, not spend too much on, and it's still going to hold up pretty well. 9CR18 isn't a bad steel. It sharpens easy. It holds its edge pretty well. Sencut does a good job on their stuff. And you've got yourself a beater that you didn't spend so much on. I know some people, once you get into knives, you've had knives, you're getting more knives. You kind of graduate up, and now you want to have something that's got a little bit more. But, I mean, I still submit that the $10 Ozark could be a beater for someone. They could pick this up and use it, and it'll do a lot of the tasks that you need. If you're only cutting tape and boxes and packages and stuff like that, I don't know. I like Sencut. I think they're cool. I definitely have a space in my world for the budget knives just as much as the more premium stuff, clearly. I mean, this isn't mine. Let me grab one that's mine. Here's a premium lefty, gorgeous stout V2. Let's get that glow again. Gotta get that glow. Right? Sick. But just because I have a knife that's premium doesn't mean, dropping a flashlight, doesn't mean I can't appreciate a $40, $50 knife. G'day from Australia. And we're back. My bad. I hit the wrong button there. How's it going in Australia, though, Steve-O? Cicero, supposedly the Eldorado will have a few cosmetic changes before they ship out, according to Sever. I noticed that does Sever have something to do with it? What's up, my man? Fook. I noticed that on the site. It says right here. Note, prototype pictured, final product may include changes due Q4 2025. Both knives that ships together, so this and the Cochise with that special. So yes, this is a prototype image, but it's gorgeous. What's up, Ruli? How you doing? We're kicking it on a Saturday morning here. Some of us talked with Azusa. They will have more jimping. KC has a video explaining it. It's going to have more jimping? I mean, I love jimps. How are we going to, where's the more jimping going to go? I'm interested. I mean, I love it. It's already got jimps for days. Is it going to be more jimps in the back? Are they going to go out further? Or jimping all the way? I think the jimps could stop here, but jimping all the way to the back? Awesome. I love me a jimp. Gratefuls used his CGRB frac to cut caulk off brick all last week. Quick sharpen and it's good as new. Wow. There, you can look through my frac. CGRB frac. This thing is a beast. Look at the choke up. Look at how much space on the handle. I could full on almost 3-finger sword. I have big hands. And this thing is enormous. I love the frac. Right when the frac came out, I saw it. I was like, yep, pre-order ready to go. When is this release? I'm buying one. It's huge. Jimping all the way to the tip would rock. I don't think the jimps need to go all the way to the tip, but all the way back to where the blade meets the handle for sure. I think the Farmland Rosecraft shows up today. Still missing some. Dan. Justin, here's the update. From Rosecraft, the last one I got was, I got 2 of the fixed blades. I still have not gotten the other 2 fixed blades, nor the newer, there was supposed to be a couple others that went out, and then there was supposed to be these going out, the Elk River Easy Opens after that. I haven't received any of that. The last time I got something was the fixed blades, which was probably 2 months ago now. So I haven't received anything. Well, I received 2 knives from Rosecraft that I let Andy know. I sent him an email. I got the 2 that I had already received 2 months prior that I've already reviewed, that I asked him, I'm like, what am I supposed to do with these? I don't know who to send them to, because I've already sent these to the next person in line that I send them to, and I got them again. So I don't know. But I haven't received anything from Rosecraft other than I got the email from Andy. I guess maybe it was, maybe a week ago, about some new stuff and a new address change or whatever. I'm still getting from and sending to the same people, so nothing changed for me. But I haven't received anything for quite a while, which I don't blame Rosecraft. I'm not blaming any specific people, but if Andy's got them all and I start sending them out and then it passes around, if any one person in that group isn't passing. I don't know. I don't know what happened or where we're at. He said he got rid of some people on the group. So I don't know if that's going to help at all. And like I said, it's just, if I'm not getting it, doesn't mean the person right before me isn't sending them to me, because the person before them might not be sending it to them either. So I have no idea where in the string the error is occurring or whatever. So, you know, again, not blaming anyone, but I'm sitting here just patiently waiting for it. For a while there, we were getting, it was pretty consistent, like every week or two. Fooknoozle stole them all. Check out the Artisan Simoon ATZ 18. Copy. Sorry. Having a hard time doing anything on my table. It didn't have any knives on it before I started. Isn't that fun? There were no knives on this table before I started the live stream. And now we are sugar coated. Okay, let's take a peek here. Artisan, oh yeah, this one. The Simoon's ATZ ARRPM 9G10. And it's got the new recoil lock V2, which I have. That is an interesting knife. 50 bucks. Crossbar, cool looking shape on the blades. Got that Bowie shape, kind of like the Pyrite Bowie in a way. And it's got their new, this lock right here. This is the CJRB bolt, but it's got the new recoil lock V2. So when I pull down the compression or the crossbar lock, you can see it's connected to that. And so you can use that as like a shark lock super lock. You can flick it open. You can open and close it like a crossbar. You can open and close it like a shark lock or a super lock. Flick open, thumb stud, crossbar, super lock, or recoil lock. So yeah, that Artisan Cutlery has the same new recoil lock V2. Wow, my focus is bouncy. But it's great. Still on, huh? Fred, here we are. 2 hours and 40. We got to go for a 3. It's got to be, we got to get to 3. Right? Oh my God. Who knew? Who knew? Generally, I would have been done at about 9:47, which is about the time that TKE starts his 9:30 live. What's up, Robin? How are you today? Have you been in here for a little bit, or you just sneak in? Farid? What's up, Farid? What are you up to today? So yeah, that recoil lock V2 is pretty cool. So that Artisan Cutlery Simoons has one on it. What was the other one you just said? Wizard ATZ. What is that? There's something on the table that's rattling. And it's getting me. Ooh. Ooh. What is this? Wizard ATZ S90V copper. Oof. Oof. It's got that textured titanium or textured copper in the middle. That is cool. Anybody grab one of these? Oh, how big is it? 7.6. Button lock. Interesting shape. Kind of got a harpoon a little bit out on the edge there. Huh. I like that. I like it. I definitely like the innovation, though, that people are doing, making some new locks, coming up with some things. This crossbar with the recoil on there is cool. It works pretty good. I'm happy about it. This is a bug out killer all day. What's it look like compared to a bug out? Here's Kevin Smith and Knives premium bug out. There she is. There she is. That bug out killer all day. The forward choil, excellent. And then look at this. Right? Or every bug out I've ever held obviously was out of someone else's pocket, but they all do that. My buddy's is just terrible. We tried to loosen it up and it was just like, it just like, well, I'm like, well, look at this. Right? I mean, right? The problem with this Benchmade is the butterfly logo. Ran across a Lothar Challenger K1 knife, Amazon. Extremely cool budget button lock. I've never, what is it? Which one is it? None of them are touching each other. Oh, it's annoying. Okay. Lothar. Huh. The Lothar Challenger. I've never heard of. Come on, turn around. Lothar Challenger 14C Damascus G10 inlaid into what? Steel. Oh, it's a steel frame. Inlaid G10 in, is it steel? It says steel liners. Could be aluminum. Dual grind, segmented grind, it says. Anyone have one of these? Perfectly centered. Perfectly centered. Thumb stud. Pocket clip. The Lothar. The little scale insert is kind of cool looking. I like the colors. Blues and golds, kind of neat. That's kind of a fun little knife. Anyone? Anyone? Ooh. The Revealer. The Lothar. Phoenix. Oh, is that a G10 handle? I have a micarta handle that has ribs like that, and it's just a pocket eater. Just where it meets the clip right there, it just wants to just tear your pocket up. Wants to tear your pocket Uh, huh. Yeah, that's a new company to me. Interesting though. Couple of fun little designs. Smaug. Oh, now we're getting into some silly wild. What is this? Got your seatbelt cutter. You have a spot for every finger. The Lothar Smaug. Oh boy, what are we doing? What are we doing? I don't know. But yeah, if you are in the market right now, you're looking for a knife. I mean, I don't know what everybody's interested in, but this seems like a great deal. It'll be my first. But I pre-ordered the Eldorado, $97 with Vanex, and then you get a $45 Cochise and 14C for free. I mean, that's your $50 knife and a $100 knife for $100. That's what they call a solid win right there. I tell you what, the Send Cut should be here tomorrow, so I'm excited to unbox and check this bad boy out. Cool shape. It's big. I was surprised when I realized that it was large. It was at first I saw this photo in the guy's hand or girl's hand. And you're like, oh wait, that actually looks kind of larger. But you know, in pictures and photos and online, you just never know. More often than not, I'll get something in the mail and it'll be smaller than I thought it was going to be, not bigger, which then ends up being disappointing because you're like, oh, I thought this was going to be a little larger. But I think in this case, it's like 8.1 something, almost 8.2 inch. This is a large knife. Should be fun. I like the shape. I don't know what, if there's something I can do to this. Maybe try to do a dye. It's dark already. Kind of looks good as is. Maybe I could do an acid etch stone wash or something on the blade. I don't know. We'll see. The options, it was either that or the wood or just the plain black. So I figured, blue. Buddy of yours is a biker and he carries the Smaug. Yeah. The Smaug. Do we need to order a Smaug? The Lothar Smaug. It's only $37. D2. Probably doesn't hold an edge all that well. I like the harpoon out on the blade though. That's fun. Lothar. Ooh, look at that sexy sheath. Oh, look at the clip. Tip down only clip. And then a huge glass breaker on the bottom too. God. Woo! If we have a glass breaker, a seatbelt cutter, and a tip down only carry, doggy. That's what's up. Who doesn't want that in their life, huh? Wow. 3 hours, kids. 3 hour live on a Saturday. You won't see this often. I always try to promote and help out the other lives. TKE goes live around 9:45 on Saturdays. So I usually, if I go live, now we're getting into the fall, we're going to have some more time, be able to do some Monday lives before KC and Rob go live. So I'll probably get back into the Monday early evening lives. I like to do the Saturday one before TKE. I might do a Sunday one tomorrow. Sometimes I'll do those before Tri-State goes live on Sundays, but TCAL also goes live on Sundays, so I kind of like to try to get in maybe a little bit before TCAL goes live. So if people are over there, This was awesome. Great live as always. Thank you, Mick. Thank you. Mick always recommends some good stuff. Great to have guys like that around. Anyone that's on here, you know, we're here to talk, bounce ideas, come up with ideas, talk about projects. What are the new knives? How many times has Mick said, ooh, there's a sale? And I was like, ooh, buy. Yes. Great community. Lives are fun. Now that we're getting into winter, I'm going to have some more time, so maybe do a little more regular scheduled. I want to get into doing some lives and doing the projects during the lives. Sometimes I like to film those, though, so I need to work on that secondary camera or something so I can film stuff while I'm doing lives. Get you something to eat, Dan. I'm going to go on a walk with the dogs. Later, freaks. Right on, Grateful. I am going to get something to eat. I don't know what it is. I think I got to leave the house. I go to the grocery store. I'm just going to get fresh donuts. Maybe go to the deli. Get some chicken wings and some mac and cheese. Ooh. And then get some stuff and maybe grill out for dinner. Get some burgers or a couple steaks or something. Do a little grilling later. Just for kicks, check out the CJRB Interstellar Pirates. It's a light? Oh. Wow. Okay. Wow. Is that backspacer all wild funky too? Yeah. Huh. $452. Here's the black version. I bet Bob's Pocket Knives is getting one. Although that's a spendy boy. $452. I think I like this one better. Except for it's the pyrite light, which sucks. And that means the blade's longer and the blade's going to go all the way out to that tip and potentially cut your hand. Proto. That's pretty cool, though. If they made that in the regular pyrite, I'd be a little more interested. $452. It's because of all the little inlays. Is that what's bringing the price up? I mean, S90V got that titanium with the inlays. That makes it a little more. But then it would be all those little inserts. Pop that price up that much. And all those Damascus titanium, Timascus inlay. That is neat, though. That is neat. I love having saltine crackers with cream cheese and marmalade. I could do that. Well, here we are. 3 hours, 4 minutes, 24 seconds. Oh, boy. Who knew? Cool. I might see you all in the morning or on some lives later. I'm going to get to filming, get to some editing, get to some packing, get to some shipping, get to some eating first. And yeah, lots of good stuff. Lots of good stuff. Really getting chill. Marmalade is great in hot sauce over chicken or pork. Ooh, yes. I am now starving. Dude, a hot marmalade over some pork. Ooh, that sounds really, really good. Cool. All right. Stay sharp, y'all. I'll leave you with this. It might be the last time I get to leave you with it since I really need to pack it up. We love you, Donnie. Bless Knives Ripley. Got to send this to Lanyard Man. He bought it. It needs to go to him. Look at that floating back spacer. We will miss this knife. It is about as smooth and perfect as could ever be. My man, Fook. Have a great day as well. Stay sharp, y'all. We'll see you soon.